Hi there, this is Ian Buckley and you are watching MakeUseOf.com, and today we're going to look at a better way to program your Arduino using PlatformIO. This allows you to use VSCode to program your Arduino without anything in between. You will need the Arduino IDE for this, but we won't actually be using it today. This is a way of using a much better code editor with your Arduino. So let's get started. While we aren't using the Arduino IDE today, you do need it on your computer to do this. So if you haven't got it already, head to Arduino and the download section of their site and get the Windows installer. It's important that you get the Windows installer version and not the Windows app version, as that will not work with what we're going to be doing today. You'll also need to get Visual Studio Code. You can get that from the Visual Studio Code website for free. We're using the Windows version today, but this should work in macOS and Linux just as well. Once you've got those both downloaded and installed, we're ready to get started with PlatformIO. One quick note, though perhaps an obvious one, you'll also need an Arduino compatible board to follow this tutorial. I'm using an Arduino Nano today, but any Arduino compatible board will do as long as you know which pin the onboard LED is on. Much of Visual Studio Code's power lies with the amazing amount of extensions it has for doing pretty much anything a programmer needs to do. And PlatformIO is on the extensions marketplace. So search for PlatformIO IDE and click install, and be prepared to wait a couple of minutes because this can take some time. Once the installation is complete, you'll be prompted to reload VS Code, and once you reload it, PlatformIO will check that the installation has been successful before opening the PlatformIO homepage. The PlatformIO homepage is where you can start new projects, as well as importing existing projects, and it even has examples of projects that use PlatformIO. For now, we'll click New Project, and we will give the new project a name in the project wizard. Once you've given it a name, you'll be prompted to select your board. Now, they have over 650 boards available, so search yours, and it's most likely that you will find yours. As I mentioned, today we're using an Arduino Nano, so I'm going to select that. And it automatically chooses Arduino as a framework, so I'm going to leave that as it is. Also, under location, it mentions that there is a default location that can be used, and since we are not using since we're not updating an existing project, we're just going to use the default location. Now, once this project wizard gets going like this, it can take some time, because every time you start a project, it checks that you have all of the tool chains and frameworks and everything that it needs, and downloads them if you don't have it. So wait around until it completes. Once the project is initialized, you will be given a directory to work in. The only folder we're really thinking about right now is src and main.cpp. This is your file that will go onto the Arduino, and the .cpp extension is because this is C++, which is actually what the Arduino IDE uses as well, but they use .ino files within the Arduino IDE. And as you see, this is quite familiar. We have a setup and a loop function. But we also have an include arduino.h, and this is a header file that must be in every PlatformIO project. This is a feature of C++. Don't worry about it if you don't need to know that right now, just make sure it's in every project. Let's get started with the hello world of hardware, the Blink project that everyone who's used an Arduino before will have done. We're going to define the pin as onboard for 13. That's the onboard LED on my Nano is on pin 13. And then in our setup function, we're going to set things up as normal. Now, one thing you'll have noticed straight away is that we have completion. I don't have to type pin mode out. It knows that I might be wanting that, and I can just press enter in order to autofill it. We also get some suggestions about what we should be putting in this. So onboard is the variable holding our pin number, and we want output. Now you'll notice there's a little red squiggly line underneath the bottom of the setup function, and that's because there's an error, and it tells us that it expected a semicolon, which is something that some of us frequently forget. So I'm just going to add that here. And already you can see why this is a much better experience than the Arduino IDE. Now let's set up the loop function. So we're going to use digital write, and as you can see in this menu I have a huge amount of things I can choose from, and there is digital write. It's going to autocomplete onboard for me, as it knows we have a variable called onboard, and we're going to start with the LED low and then have a delay. This is just your standard function that you would make for blinking any board. Again, I'm going to type digital W, and it autofills digital write for me. Again, I'm going to say onboard, and I'm going to type high and add another delay of 1 second. Now, some of you might have noticed that there's an error here. It's marked under the word high. That's because high is supposed to be in capital letters. Now, if you type quick fix, it won't actually tell you how to fix that, but it will show you there's an error before you even compile it. And yeah, again, this is something that we've probably come across before. It's just nice that it tells us in the moment that there's a problem with it. But anyway, that is our code done. Save your sketch, and let's get ready to put it up on our board. Now you'll notice on the bottom toolbar of Visual Studio Code some new buttons. We're going to click this tick, which is the build button, which is the same as the compile button in the Arduino IDE. If it builds without any problems, we can click the arrow button in order to upload it to the board. But much like the Arduino IDE, that will do both tasks for you if you want it to. You'll also notice there's a little plug icon down there on the bottom bar. We'll be using that a little bit later. That is for the serial monitor. For now, let's upload it to the board, and you're going to notice something kind of cool about this. So that was a successful upload to the board, but there was one thing missing that we always have to do in the Arduino IDE. We weren't required to select the COM port that the Arduino Nano was on, and looking up through the terminal, you can see that what it actually does is auto-detects the COM port. Now this is a cool little time-saving issue, and of course, auto-detection doesn't always work, but I thought that was a fairly awesome little addition to any Arduino workflow. You should also see your Arduino's onboard LED flashing, and no matter how many times I do this, I still find that a very satisfying thing. Now, in order to test the serial monitor, we're just going to add a couple of extra lines of code. So we're going to start the serial monitor as we always would, but once again, we have auto-completion, and it even tells us we're supposed to put an unsigned long board in here. We're going to put 9600 as always. And again, we want to run the serial, so serial.print, I think I'm going to make this a print line, and then the message that we want. Now, I've made a bit of a mess of this here. As you can see, I've pulled the bracket into the wrong place. And when I put it back, once again, there's an error. And as always, the error is a missing semicolon. So I'm just going to fix that and upload this to the board. Now that it is uploaded, down on the bottom bar here, there's that little plug icon I mentioned, and if you click it, this will open a terminal with the serial monitor in it. And after a quick pause, you will see that every time the loop is completed, we get a note saying the loop has been completed. So that's it. I hope this was useful to you. This has been an absolute revolution for me. Being able to use VS Code, which is my favorite code editor, with an Arduino is fantastic. And we make a lot of tutorials like this at Make Use Of. We also have reviews and giveaways and tech tips. So if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. And as always, there is a full tutorial in writing for this on makeuseof.com. For now, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks so much for watching.